streaming.
That's probably the issue. Yeah, that's the issue. Fucker.
Has it actually solved it? Are we back?
I'll go figure out in a second. Why is it not string, Piggy?
Oh, okay, we're back. It's not the same title, but we're back. I'll quickly.
We back?
All right.
I was just gonna click on it to make sure. The fuck have you sent me? Oh, we're live. We're live.
Yeah, we are now live.
It's private. That's not good.
Private. Public. Done. Save.
I'm gonna refresh this. This is my first time. I'm sorry. We're live. We're live.
All right. Is it all coming back to normal?
I'm gonna figure out in a second.
All right, we are back.
We are back. It's currently on me. The camera's currently on me. If you were here, give us a comment. This is all because I forgot to click start stream. 4 people are watching.
All right, we are getting back.
Will I continue it or?
We just have to redivert everyone somehow. I don't know how.
Go into the old. Oh, hello, Chloe. Hello.
Yeah, we're back. Hello.
The stream.
What happened? Yeah, my internet was not having it. So we swapped to Piggy's stream. But Piggy's never YouTube streamed before. We didn't really fully figure out how to set it up before. And we forgot to press start streaming.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna notice something a bit different. I usually, since we're using my feed, you will get all the 1, 2, like I can quickly. So this is like this is live. See, look. See, the camera changes. I do the camera changes because I'm doing production feed. Yeah, Ash usually just keeps on 2 cameras. So yeah, if you hear Ash's voice but you don't see him, and the camera's on me, I will switch from just like, you know, like I'm not like the camera's on me, baby. Get them guns in.
He's hogging the spotlight. Was what we're hearing.
Yeah,
the crush syndrome. Having trouble Wi-Fi. Yeah, we swapped to a slightly cheaper Wi-Fi, and I've been feeling it. I've been feeling the cosh. It's not been great.
You gonna stream on Twitch anytime soon?
Fingers crossed.
Piggy, I need you to stream for me, please. Piggy.
Yeah, all right. Everybody's back in. It probably derailed the stream, but who cares? You know, we still have all you regulars here. So, I think everything's back. Should we go back into actually doing the video?
Yes, I will. I'm gonna click. I'm gonna unpause the video. This is on Martin ghosting. Yes, I agree. So I'm gonna unpause this unpause the recording, and I will get to it. Oh yeah, they want to know very quickly how did the moving go?
Oh, you know, it's a really nice place, and it was nice. It was good to help out. My sister even gave me like a get out of jail free card because she was like, "Oh, you know, I know you might be really busy recording all the EastEnders videos," and like I'm sat there like, well, we just show up at 7. We just show up at 7 and record. No way, I'm not helping her move because I'm busy. I'm busy doing a job. Like, nah, I'll help. It went smooth enough, honestly. But yeah, the place they moved into is it's fucking lovely. It's lovely. I'm jealous. I wanna cat sit there for like a week and just vanish from the face of the earth.
Living
You
up,
know.
they're living somewhere down in Leeds. No, they're not. Anyways, going back to the video now. I'm gonna unpause it. We'll get to all your comments afterwards, by the way. So just know after the video we'll get to your
Back to
comments.
recording the video.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought because derailed this slightly a bit. We had some problems with our live stream that we were doing, so I kind of lost my thought. But as I was saying, if I remember correctly, I was on about Martin never really had a true partner, but I did. I did enjoy like his death. I do think his death is worthy. Obviously again.
Do you think it's like a Keanu thing, right? I'm under the opinion that Keanu's death makes the character a much bigger character in the grand scheme of things. Where if Keanu had just left and just vanished, nobody would really be thinking back like, remember that Keanu guy? But because he was involved in the Six, which, aftermath aside, as it turned out, still a very big, bold Christmas storyline, I think that made Keanu's stock infinitely higher. Does Martin dying at the 40th anniversary make him a much bigger character in the grand scheme of things?
Does it see, yeah and no. You can't be comparing Keanu and Martin.
Yeah, I know.
See, I don't know. It does in a sense because it's like 40 years. He's technically been on the show. He did leave in 07 for about
7 years?
7 years. Yeah, it's about 6, 7
7,
years.
8 years.
Yeah, he did leave for 8 years, but he has been on the show for about 36 of those years. Let's just say. So it has helped him. At least people are going to go. Do you remember that 40th week when Martin died? That was pretty good, wasn't it? Obviously he's tied with that. But also he has been outshined because we did see a significant death that was much better with a bathtub being.
But I think that the sad bit is that we won't be seeing Martin, because I was under the opinion that Martin Fowler, whoever played him, had a job for life. Like, it feels like he's the character you keep around, even if he's not doing the biggest, boldest things. Even if you don't have, even if he doesn't have, he kind of slots into that like Gene conversation where Gene every couple of years gets a big storyline, reminds everybody how important she is and how like wasted she can be sometimes, and then they kind of go back into the sidelines. Like, a part of me is sad knowing that we're never gonna see Martin truly form into Arthur. We're never gonna see him truly become Arthur, which I think was it felt like something that was necessary. But I mean, the Fowlers are just cursed at this point, right? The Fowlers are absolutely cursed. Like, Arthur dead, Pauline dead, Mark's dead. Michelle is still around, but she's in the cupboard, never to be seen again. Like, now you have Bex and all of Martin's kids. But it's just kind of I think that's the saddest bit for me, right? Because he is a long-term character. And it's always something you risk doing when you kill off long-term characters. You're never going to get to... You can't... You're not bringing back Martin Fowler in 20 years' time. Like, that's just not happening, is it? That's not happening. It's like, okay, the names of people being killed off. Kathy Beale, or like Return from the Dead. Kathy Beale, Cindy Beale.
Dan Watts.
Martin Fowler? Den Watts. Martin Fowler. It's not happening. Like, it's shut. The door is shut. So I think that's the saddest bit about it. But at the end of the day, he still had a very good run in terms of it. And I guess it is just time to shut. It's kind of interesting because the Beals and the Fowlers were the united family at the start of the show, and now the Beals have the Knights, The Beals have the Knights in the same way that they had at the Fowlers in the beginning, and the Fowlers have pretty much ceased to exist. So it is, in a sense, out with the old, in with the new. And I don't really know how to feel about that.
I'll just put it on the 2 cameras for the moment because it look more like a debate. It is interesting, like to see the character grow and to see what the character can evolve into. But at the same time, is like, will it be a mistake in 10 years? I don't think it'll be like a Pat, like the mistake of Pat or Dot, not Duff. Yeah, maybe they should have expanded the Fowler family. I agree, Fiona George, but at the same time, technically Martin does have kids. He
does have a legacy for sure. Like it's not like now he's gone. We're never going to see a Fowler again. The family's embedded into like EastEnders at the core.
Like technically, you have Lily Slater. You have Arthur. Arthur. I know Lily is not Martin's, and I know Arthur isn't. And then you have the other 2 kids that I can't remember. It's like 4 of them. So he is still there, and yeah, there is still Michelle's kids as well. So like, if you do ever want to get like an older, like bring in another Fowler, just nab one of Michelle's kids and just bring her in. And then plus, if you really want to in 10 years, bring in Bex. You just say she had some kids. There you go. Be as simple as that. I guess now it's just we talk kind of about the funeral and what do we expect now. Obviously, I can't wait till this video gets outdated and it's like confirmed to return to the funeral.
That's why it's coming back, and that's why it's coming out Monday at 8 a.m.
Exactly. Watch there be news at Saturday at 9 p.m. Watch it.
Just after we finish the podcast. Susan Tully is back.
So yeah, I'll just put it on me now. What I expect either Susan Tully's Michelle, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of her, or the recast Michelle Fowler.
Jenna Russell.
One of the 2 will show up. To me, that's a guarantee. She has to show up because it would feel like such a waste. Like the last standing Fowler, like OG Fowler, just not showing up. Like I know you can say, but she never showed up for Pauline's death. She never showed up. She was there for Arthur's. She never showed up for Pauline's death or any of those deaths. Yes, but it is kind of the way. You've no one left that really could show up for Martin either than obviously all these kids, like Stacey's kids, and Bex.
You bring back Bex, you bring back Michelle. Like that is the simple. Maybe Vicky. Yeah, I mean Vicky could stick around. You know, like Vicky, Mark, bring these characters back into the fold.
Mark.
Yeah. So she had a kid with Grant.
Oh, Mark. All right.
But I mean, and also if you do bring back Michelle, which I think you have to, because otherwise you don't know when or how they will. You don't know how they will actually continue. This is the only real time you have left to bring back Michelle in, with good reason. Because why else would she come back? She didn't come back for Pauline's death. Like, she didn't come back for Mark's death. Maybe at least they can get her back for Martin's. And then you can kind of have the end of an era for the Fowlers.
Yeah, it would, because again, I'm not saying like 100% guarantee that Michelle Fowler will show up, but to me, it's kind of like Ronnie and Roxy in a sense, but not really. Like where there's no real time, like the present, to bring her back. There's no real, like you're not bringing her back in 5 years, and it's like, who's running the fruit and veg stall now? And then suddenly she's just standing there like Lex Luthor on the first episode of Nitro, just like, me, it's me. I'm running the stall now. It's me. Why would Michelle want to run a stall? She hasn't been there for 30 years. It's like the only time you can really do it is like at the funeral. It's the last time really you could bring her back, unless again something very tragic happens to the Fowlers that wants to bring her back. But now is the only time really. And do you have any more to say, or will I end the video?
I mean, it's just generally, it is sad, and we can't disagree with that. Obviously, we've been mentioning the idea of Michelle Fowler coming back. When you don't really want to do the Jenna Russell version again, but at the end of the day, if Susan Tully doesn't want to come back, she's not going to come back. You know, it's been proven. She will wait. So it will be interesting to see how they do it. Obviously, I think there'll be an interesting story where Ruby will be like, no, but he was with me, he loved me, and Ruby not being privy to the conversation they had, Stacey will be like, no, but we were together. We were together in the end. And it's like, nah, Stacey, you're just delusional. And a just massive cycle of hatred and abuse. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and thank you for watching. We will see you on the next one. Bye bye. Oh, there we go. That was like 30 minutes on the TikTok stream, but it was like 10 to 15 minutes on the regular. Now I'm just going to edit this and hopefully no one sees this. Hopefully.
Fuck's sake, Punk Mary returned and she's running a company and is no longer an actor, so why can't Susan Tully come back for a funeral? I mean, look, at the end of the day, she's still a person, and you know, like, I can't, no one can force her to come back. It's a shame, but you know, be happy if it happens. If not, we can't really blame her because she's very clearly acting in the past.
What does she even do
now? What, Susan Tully?
Yeah, Susan Tully.
No idea. As last we heard, she was a producer.
For EastEnders or just for?
No, she's a producer or director.
That's
just, you know, she just works behind the camera essentially.
That's not bad. Good on you, girl.
yeah, good on you. Yeah, she's an executive producer for the BBC. Oh, really? Jesus.
How could you not get her in 2016 then if she's fucking at the BBC just nipping it out?
Yeah, apparently apparently she made a couple episodes. Yeah, no, she's been working, honestly. Someone's been updating the Wikipedia. Fair play. Yeah, I mean, if they can get Grant back, they can get Susan Tully back.
She did Tracy Baker some episodes of Casualty.
Tracy Baker.
It was great. Anita came back to love her. Yeah, it just depends because like, oh my god, a better executive producer Tully come to the EastEnders set to inspect new cast Michelle.
Yeah, I'd be down to bring back Vicky. I don't know what you do storyline wise, but I'd be down. I don't see. I don't think you bring back the Fowlers for a temporary time period. You bring them back for the funeral, but you generally, I think you shut the doors on the Fowlers for now, and then in like a couple years, maybe in like 2 years or so, you come back like, oh, the Fowlers are back, and it's like Bex and Vicky and just and Mark and just a bunch of people. Like the Fowlers have had enough. You know, oh, did you forget about us? That's how I'd do it, hypothetically speaking.
I'm reading some of the comments on the Instagram page of EastEnders. Gemma Reacts says, I'll never forgive you for this. Seth Marshy says, Thursday night ruined. No, forget that. 2025 ruined. Of all the people, Cindy isn't under that beam, for the love of God. Martin, wake up. I don't like this. Martin, wake up. Hello, Stranger Things vibes. Triggering post. Right now, delete. Jesus Christ, lads. It's not the second coming of Christ. Calm down. Max is needed.
I remember Teen Vicky in the early 2000s when she had the American accent. Yes. We all... Well, I remember the American accent. It was bad. It was bad.
I dropped frames. I've dropped 157, 0.2%. That's grand.
Oh, just singular. I was dropping like 16,000. That's how choppy my internet was being.
It was funny when the knickers got thrown at Lauren. Jeez, I can't say that word with my accent. That sounds a lot worse.
Max is needed. Yeah.
See, we should see what Ben Wadey does. Really.
I mean, that's a real interesting thing. Is don't know if I'll ever be able to look at a bowl of fruit in the same way.
Can I pin a comment?
How
do I pin a comment?
This all seen Reese's fault. Reese drove a car into Ash's router. Was terrible American actress. Maybe they'll cast a new Vicky. No. Oh yeah, terrible American accent. I mean, I highly doubt the original Vicky will come back. Like you can recast that Vicky Fowler. Yeah, you can manage.
Reese drove a car into Ash's router.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'm looking at the thumbnail for one of the series I got, and I'm just looking. Why does fucking Hulk Hogan have a zebra print bandana on him? What am I looking at? It just doesn't work. Be thinking Ruby. Oh yeah, I'm expecting. Anyone remember?
Well, they're scrapping.
Anyone remember Peggy Mitchell at Dan Watts' funeral, or what was her name? Can you give me the name? She returned last year. Chrissy Watts. Where she goes up to Chrissy Watts going, "You're a murderer. You will hear all about." I reckon they're going to redo that scene, but with Ruby and Stacey, and then they're going to scrap. And I know they won't do it, but I want really one of them to fall into the coffin, and the coffin just opens, just boom into the coffin. Said earlier, Ruby's going to go nuts. She is, yeah. I guarantee the.
There's also a chance that like Stacey goes off the rails as well, right? You know, it's our mental health isn't always the best. There's a genuine chance that she relapses.
There we go. Chrissy Watts. Yeah, that's the bit I remember.
Honestly, the one thing I will say, and I know this might be a bit of a bold take, I think we're yet to see the entire length of Ross Kemp's return. I think his return's been fucking shit. I think it's been a waste of everybody's time so far. Look, it seems like he's sticking around a bit longer, so we'll get some scenes with Phil and get some scenes with Nigel. But fuck me, has it been a waste of time?
I think he's only going to be there for 2 weeks and then leave. But again, it's just there's a time and place, and the problem is, and I think I said it yesterday. There's sometimes where, like, I put it to, like, when Leslie Grant came back to play Den Watts, at the start, obviously you can tell he didn't know how to do it. But obviously he was on set most days, redoing the character, so you fit in. Problem with Ross Kemp is he's literally just on set going, "Alright. Yeah, come on, Grant." He's not really fitted into Grant, like the switch is gone. Where it's no longer Grant and Ross Kemp, it's just Ross Kemp. Ross Kemp but London. It's just like, it doesn't work. I might be wrong, but yeah, it's just he feels kind of out of place in this weird reality, because he's like, "Fuck you, Sharon, but I am gonna save you, Sharon." Like, I'm sorry, but where was
Grant? He was about somewhere.
He was about. I think you had to have him there for Phil, though. Yeah, you had to have him there for Phil. It's just the writing for Grant doesn't really work, to me at least.
You should. I feel like you genuinely should have brought him back. I know that you wanted to bring him back for the anniversary, and that's probably the only way you could actually get him back. Be like, "Yeah, I'll be this big 40th anniversary return." It's like, yeah, it's great. But honestly, they probably could have just brought him back like at the start of the month. They could have brought him back at any other time and actually put more focus to it.
The simple day, considering the impact he's made, was Nick Cotton. "I'm sorry, Ma, forgive me." Yeah, I'd agree. It's just, it depends on how, like, you frame things, really. Like, any death can be impactful. It just depends how you do it. Like, again, I know I meme on it, but Reese with the bathtub, we all just, you're supposed to be like,
it's memorable as fuck.
Exactly. Like, Martin's going to be memorable for the beam hitting him. Like, I know people say Bradley didn't jump. He slipped, but
he did fall.
He did fall. Like, you remember that. You go to the 20th anniversary. Hell, for the 30th anniversary, you remember Nick Cotton's death. Nick Cotton died in the 30th anniversary. He died. I
What do
believe
we
he died.
think of Nick Cotton's act having to apologise recently? What's he apologising for?
That's the question.
I have no idea.
We have no idea. We don't really. If it's about politics, we might have to leave it, okay, lads? If he's like, I'm a big Trump supporter, I'm gonna be like, yep, nope, I'm not gonna associate with that. Let me just upload this video. Then I'll get...
Racial slurs. Oh.
well, there you go. Well, there you go.
I bet Ash is glad Ruby isn't dead, though. No, look. I like Ruby because I liked Ruby and Martin. I don't give a shit about Ruby by herself. Like, the Ruby Allen special's dead, boys. It's over.
It's not.
It's not. It'll live out.
Like,
I like Ruby, but I like Ruby and Martin together. Ruby separately, like, maybe. Oh, well.
What was it? I can't see it.
Bad John Altman.
Oh.
Bad John Altman. That was the bath plastic or cast iron? You never know. They've covered so much this week. It's been epic. Ruby Allen is very selfish. She is. What do you think about the ghosts coming or like the Phil flashbacks? I like them, but be sparing. I mean, yeah, but if we take a look, they don't really do it very often, right?
No.
They did the flashback, what, 2021? 2022?
Roughly.
And then they did the ghost for Sharon. So, yeah, we won't be seeing Ghost every week, right? Like, this was a very, here's a cool way to incorporate Anita Dobson into the 40th. The only way you could. That's a cool thing to me.
Sorry,
but actually destroyed. I think they just made a different set. They will be redecorating the Vic. I'll say that for sure. We will see what it's going to be like with the Knights entirely. But yeah, it's kind of it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. Also, our cameras are blacked out on the screen.
Yeah, no, I was just getting the title for the next video. I should have preferenced that, but I didn't.
I'm gonna buy my Harry coconuts off now. Or like the flash forward to the one story you like them at. They're willing to try new things. Yeah, for sure. Like they are still really. They're still doing really. It's still really good to do groundbreaking things 40 years on, right? And now it kind of comes to the interesting bit. And I know that we'll obviously do a bunch more content doing this, where I'll obviously talk about, and we'll talk about the difference, because as we said before, this is Chris Clenshaw's swan song. This is his ending as such. He's still doing like the next like couple of weeks of episodes, but Ben Wadey's now taken over. The stuff that Ben Wadey didn't like, it's probably going to be gone from the show. Characters who he thinks are misused, probably going to be used better. So it's a really weird transitional period that we're currently in. Because now it's just like, what does the show look like in a year? And we can't predict that because it's a completely new producer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's a new producer. Like it's just basically looking at the way like you look at renting a house. Like obviously your landlord has one way of looking at it, but you might another way. Like he might like the table in the center of the kitchen. You might like it at the corner of the kitchen. Like it just depends, really.
I mean, a landlord can fuck off. I'm putting my table where I want that table.
Like you know what I mean?
Not a great comparison.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like he's gonna come in. He's gonna come in and make his choices. Like
every different producer has different ideas. The amount of like. My brother personally wants to do a bit more of the crime. I'm fed up of the crime. I'm a Coronation Street fan. I'm sick of the crime. Um, I don't want EastEnders to be crime focused. I want it to be very family. I want it to be very family oriented storylines, and it can go from there. Obviously, we'll do content on this next week. That's the vague plan, but you know.
Like, obviously, if you want my stance, I don't care what you do with this show as long as you just make it interesting. I'm not one of the people who get upset if they go, okay, now Kathy's not bisexual. I don't care. Is the show going to be good? That's all I care about.
I don't care if the story if the story is good, pretty much.
Yeah, I like the one thing I hate is the problem with doing a soap that you can't do in a show. Like, a soap it's the exact same as a show, I know. But at least in the TV show, you have your main characters, like The Simpsons. Your main characters are The Simpsons. The problem with a soap is you can have main characters, but it doesn't really work because you're doing it nearly 365 days a year. So you can't really have, like, last time it was Gray Atkins who was the main character. You can't really do that. Like, it doesn't work because you're going to go, I'm fucking seeing him every single week. I'm seeing him Monday or Thursday and he's still doing his storyline. It's why you need to kind of space things out. And, like, you can have your main characters, but you space them out, really. Like, yeah, give Martin 1 week where he wants to be a focus. Next week you give it to, like, Stacey, you know? You just can't.
But
yeah,
I also firmly agree with the chat. Scran says, yeah, I like the EastEnders universe, not too bothered about the actors in real life. Yeah, me neither. I don't really care. If it relates to EastEnders, I'll cover it. If it doesn't, don't care.
Like, will I make a joke depending if it fits? Yes, but
yeah, give something for Felix and Callum to do. Maybe. Feels like they played the live episode really safe. They didn't want to take any risks. I mean, the point to prove that is Jack Brannon getting one line to say and one line alone. All right, Denise, you do all the dialogue. I'll just say, Meh. You know.
We need a new villain now that Reese and Nish are gone. There will be a new villain, but Cindy Beale is the villain. Yeah, Cindy. Yeah. It just, again, I view it as, like, I don't care how the show. I just want the show to be good. Like, the reason why what am I going to say? The reason why, like, people left in 2019 to about 2022 is because it was nothing really. It was just like, it's the Ben and Whitney and Ray Atkins show. So you just need to do it. Due to even vote, we did vote. We voted for
Ravi and Julia.
And Julia, yeah. Because Tony doesn't really work. To me. Don't call your boy Tony in 2025 unless he's a mob boss. Do you think that they will revisit the Ravi and Teddy feud? Again, all I can say is Chris Crenshaw is no longer at the helm, really. Ben Wadey can do what he wants. If he wants Ravi and Teddy to shag, he can do that. The actors can object, but he can do whatever he wants. That's all I can say. He can do whatever. Like, if, like, Chris Crenshaw was, like, still on, I could, like, probably give a bit more of it, I think.
Yeah, we could probably predict what Chris Crenshaw would do, but
yeah,
Ben Wadey, no idea.
As soon as Martin proposed, I knew he had it. I mean, yeah, like, looking back at the death, what would you like to see? Well, I've always
just you wait till next week.
Like, very quickly, like, Cindy Beale and Reese caused Martin Fowler's death. They did it. Yeah, but no, Cindy just pushed Ian out there. It is more Reese's fault because Reese did crash the car. He was going 180. What's really sad watching them kiss off the dog tonight. Yeah,
it's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke. You won't understand, guys. But it is Reese's fault. It was a freak accident. So, like, something was.
Yeah, it was a freak accident at the end of the day. Like,
because then you can go, well, technically it's George and Ian's fault because they put the canisters behind the thing. But that's why you stay on for another hour. We can try.
Don't agree to that. What videos do we have left? What videos do we need to do?
We have to do
tired.
We have to do the Walford on Tap and the other one, the review of it, and then we're done.
Yeah, let's do the Walford on Tap now.
Yeah, right. True. Who will be the next villain? Maybe Nicole. Well, I'm just going to say now, guys. I'm going to go back to the 1, 2, 3 formula, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to read your comments yet, unless they fit into narrative of Walford on Tap.
What we're talking about, yeah.
Now I have. Do you remember that tweet you showed me earlier on with Denise?
Yeah.
Who's Denise Jackson tonight? Can you make that the intro? Can you do your like TV presenter voice for this, please, as the intro? Like
Yeah, but how do I do that in the first minute of a video?
who is Denise getting with tonight? And does Martin Fowler die? All more in so on Walford on tap. Just in a presenter voice like 1980s.
All right.
The good ones of the 1980s, not the bad ones. 3, 2, 1, go.
And Denise, tonight you will be making the choice. The viewers have chosen. And who will it be? And who will be the body on the floor of the Queen Vic? Who will it be? That has all been decided in the live episode. This is Walford on Tap. This is the 20th of February 2025. And this is our review of the live episode.
Yeah. Now I'm going to quickly just run through the side bits of this. I know it's not a big part. It is a big part, but it literally wasn't a big part. They only gave him one line. Who does Denise choose? I didn't want it to be this way, but I did get a vote in the end, correct? It was Jack. She goes into Jack, and they basically went, Denise, can you do all the acting, please? She goes into the house, and it's like, so Jack, yeah, I love you, Jack. I want to be with you. And then Jack's literal line is something like, well, hello, my name's Jack Brannan. I'm 49, single, ready to mingle. Literally, that's all his line is. And that's the scene.
And the crowd goes mild. The crowd goes mild. It's like, who's going to win? Jack. Yeah. Woo. Great. Party time. Woo. Yeah.
But
who cares, man?
But yeah, literally, I do not want it this way. But I can under. People didn't pay money for the vote. They didn't, thankfully.
It's just, are we past the minute mark?
We're at a minute 47.
Denise is just she's back in missionary every night. That's just how it goes. It's not fun. It's just boring at this point. Like, are you finished yet? Yeah. All right, Sam. Can I go to bed now? Yeah. Well, it's depressing. This is what you've chosen. This is what the EastEnders fandom have chosen.
Sorry.
Boring.
Sorry, I want to read this.
Just awful sex for Denise. For good.
Tony Peterson has commented saying, Ravi's got a stunner and his old girlfriend. Why would he want an old grandma? Jesus. And now we'll have to endure 20 years of, shall we get a takeaway? Shall we pull a cracker? And what you looking at? Thank you, Scran. You've won again. Your prize is a used car from 1960. They'll get its mail.
But I mean, I guess true. But in defense, the producers did say, "Hey guys, do you want Ravi and Priya? Because we want Ravi and Priya." And we go, "Yes, we want Ravi and Priya. Please give us Ravi and Priya. It's so much better than this." And we should be getting that. So, all in all, yeah, as people are saying in our chat, I do think it'll be really interesting to see. I do want to know what the votes were. I want to know what the live votes were. I want to see what percent voted for Jack, voted for Ravi. That would be a really interesting bit to see. Then we can judge the British public and figure out whether we are, whether we need Jesus or we are in the right lane.
Yeah. And I'll run through quickly what's her name? Sonia's stuff very quickly. And then I'll get to the big boy, which is Martin. And then I'll get to all the comments on our live stream. Don't insult Denise, she looks great.
She does.
Yeah, she does. As I was saying, Sonia gives birth. Bianca's like, yeah, Lauren, you go near that. I'm not going near that. You go near that. I'm her sister. That's wrong. And Lauren's like, I'm her cousin. Fuck off. You do it. And Bianca's like, okay, give me that brandy. Downs it. And then it's like, Sonia, come on. And my favourite bit, I don't know if Ash copped this, but when Bianca grabs the pair, I have to say pair of underwear, because if I say it in my accent, grabs the pair of underwear and launches it at Lauren. I don't know if you call it Lauren, but she sniffs it for some reason.
No, it was a towel. It was a towel.
No, it was the pair of panties.
It was not. Was it the pants?
It was pants. It was a pair of pants.
I'm not arguing about the semantics of whether it was pants or not. Lauren Brannan did not canonically sniff Sonia's pants.
I swear she did. But yes, Sonia does give birth. It was the panties. And she gives birth, and the baby's not breathing at start. And
also Sonia goes down like she's just been hit with a 1-2 cross. You know, suddenly Sonia's like her lips quivering, just as she's quivering as she's on the floor. The baby's not moving. Bianca's like, do something, and then like the Undertaker, Sonia just ooh gets like vibrates the baby, gets the baby going, baby cries, and as we'll later see, baby Julia is born. As that was the other vote that won, which was the right option.
Yeah, and Chicken Nugget Lover 69 says, don't act like you wouldn't sniff Sonia's underwear. Well, you can die on that hill, mate. I'm not dying on it.
That's enough mentions.
No, I'll obviously get back to the chat because.
But this was the funny bit of the episode. This was the funny to battle the pretty tragic, depressing Martin getting beamed up.
Was that intentional?
Yes.
Okay. As I was saying,
that's the most overt pun is ever been made.
Okay, as I was saying, Martin, he's crushed by the beam, and the beam is crushing his legs and, well, more his pelvis, and he really can't, like, he literally can't breathe. They have to give him morphine, and Stacey's like, it's gonna be okay, Martin. Martin goes, will you marry me, Stace? And Stacey's like, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're all just going through really serious, like, oh, Stace, it's always been you. It's always been you, Stace. Me and you together, always and forever. We should get married. And they get a bit horny for a little bit. They're like, oh, bloody hell. You in that vest, oh, fucking yeah. Don't get me started. There's paramedics in the room. But, then they get back to the gushy, in a different way stuff where they're like, you know what, it has always been you. We've always been around each other. At the end of the day, Martin says some good line where it's like, it feels like I've been around the world just staying in Walford because that's how being with Stacey is. And it's a nice, like, it's very bittersweet because the paramedic who was, delicious, man. Delicious. Gorgeous, man, that paramedic. Kind of says to Stacey, look, Martin has sudden crush syndrome, something like that. I don't know. You essentially, if we take off the beam, he could go into shock and have a heart attack, which sets the scene for Martin to kind of be like, well, bloody hell. And then Stacey's like, this is fine. And obviously what happens when they lift the beam?
Obviously when they lift the beam, we hear Sonia's voice, and she's like, baby Julia, welcome to the world. And then she's like giving just a speech, and then fitting because of the name, they play Julia's theme as Stacey screams in horror as Martin dies. Yeah, Martin is Chicken Nugget Lover 69. 2 years later is correct. Martin is the dead body in the Queen Vic. So he has technically predicted this from the start, and he has crush syndrome, and he passed. Now we are going to release a video on Monday detailing whether this was a good decision, whether this was a bad decision, just giving our thoughts. You can get more of that on Monday, but your first reactions to it, and then I'll obviously go into the chat's reactions.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we said, we've been live streaming this whole week, and we've been covering it pretty heavily. So we've gotten our opinions and our lovely viewers' opinions. And in terms of the Martin death, I know we obviously go into it in the video coming out Monday, but it is a sad death in a way. And if you're someone who loves Martin and Stacey and believe they are soulmates, you probably will be shedding a couple of tears. The Kleenex is gonna be out tonight. Just it's so cute. It's so tragic. But as someone who feverishly hated Stacey and Martin, and look, everybody knows that I'm a bit of a Ruby Allen stan. just because I was so fed up of Stacey and Martin that the second Martin moves on to anybody else, he could have got on with anybody else. I'm like, yes, I love them. I love them. They're so much better than Stacey and Martin. Please never go back there. Please. Please never go back. I used to despise Stacey. I used to hate the character because she was just constantly toing and throwing my favourite character as such. You know, Martin was my favourite character. Martin Fowler played a big part in me becoming an EastEnders fan again. I was on YouTube watching all these clips. I watched Martin and Sonia's storyline back in the day. I enjoyed it. And through time, it translated into going more and more into actually getting back into the show. So, as a Martin Fowler stan, even I'm not that upset at him dying. And I don't think they did anything wrong. It's just you're in the impossible situation where Martin Fowler is the big tragic 40th anniversary death. A legacy character dies. But you don't want to spoil it ahead of time because then it gives the whole fucking game away. So you have to build it slowly. You have to build it quietly. So in the end, it doesn't feel as tragic as it probably should have been, just because they wanted it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Just gonna, again, go back to someone has left a lovely comment that had me rolling when Ash was speaking. Scran has said Martin's coffin will have a little plastic beam on it from a Fisher Price toy. Yeah, I can see that happening. But probably from a Bob the Builder set, let's be real. But his death did feel necessary. It does work because 40 years technically 40 years on the show. If the actor playing Ruby can say she's been on the show for 20 years, the two guys playing Martin can say Martin's been on the show for 40 years. Technically, he's been there since the start. He's seen all the highs, he's seen all the lows. Obviously, Ash is just devastated now. Not because Ruby Allen is single and he's going to go on Tinder and try and match with her, but it's because he's fit.
Straight on Hinge. Making the profile right now.
Not because of that. It's more so his favourite character of all time. Stalker Sarah Kent can't come back. And that has left
Exactly! They're never going to bring her back, man. They're never going to bring Stalker Sarah back. Fully shut the door on it. I can't have Kirsty Soames to come back in Coronation Street. I can't have Stalker Sarah in my EastEnders. Why do soaps hate me? Personally.
Yeah, and that is pretty much a Walford on tap. I do any comments pick your fancy on screen now.
I mean, look, they gave Martin everything, didn't they? They even gave him Albert Squared. He even had his own game show to do. But as someone who felt like he was always going to be a part of the furniture, it is a big shock that Martin Fowler and James Barr will no longer be a part of the show. But at the end of the day, probably is the right decision.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of this, well, whenever we live stream again and we do live Walford on Taps, you can be in the comment section and you can be a part of the show. You can be a part of the furniture. And now I have to go find a 1960s car for Scran because I promised him a 1960s car. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. There we go.
Oh, yeah, lovely stuff.
One more video. There we fucking go.
All right, the video's done. Lovely. All right, back to the chat. It's pity Bill Treacher wasn't still alive. Could have come back as a ghost to take Martin to the other side. Yeah. The one thing I will say is Steve McFadden to be the new presenter to Albert Squared. I'm sorry I disagree slightly. Martin's death was not the right choice. Fair enough. I mean, we all have our opinions. That's mine. I will say, well, the one thing that is mental is Lacey Turner's been on maternity leave and she came back to do this episode. Yeah, like, it's hard to recover from giving birth.
Is it?
Yeah.
How would you know?
How do I know? Yeah, the dedication, exactly. Getting thrown off by Piggy. So just go back to work, silly. Look, if men only get 2 weeks. 2 blokes argue about pregnancy, exactly. But do you think Lauren was... No, stop it. Stop. No. We're not doing this with the pants. We're not... Stop talking about Lauren with the pants.
There's my legacy. I've left a legacy behind. Avenge me.
Yeah, I think Ruby will blame Stacey. Ruby will make it her mission to make Stacey pay. Because at the end of the day, Ruby still thought that her and Martin were going to get together, and maybe they were even going to get married. So it's kind of a wild one. I think Ruby Down would have made more sense, yes, but I don't think it would have been as impactful. Simply saying. I don't think if Ruby died, we would all just shrug it off and go, eh. But yeah, Ruby, we're gonna see Ruby fully unleashed. Oh, what other videos are we doing?
It's just the weekend review.
All right, sound.
So I've been looking to find this video for ages. That's not the video. Where the fuck did I check this video?
Well, the issue is the paramedics couldn't do anything. There was a massive steel girder, there's a massive steel beam trapping him. What about Phil's bullet in Ian's arm? Look, as I said the other day, Ian has got a friend in him, which is great. You know, just imagine Ian and Phil. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You had a friend on me. Were there any gaffes? No, not really. It was quite a... No one really messed up, honestly. I think Reese's death was the right choice. Definitely. Reese's death was necessary.
Did I fucking know?
Didn't he technically save Phil's life as Alfie? Alfie showed up. Which characters would you guys like to see return? I mean, I know this is a broken record, but Susan Tully's Michelle. easy pick. Shirley. Look, yeah, everybody said Phil. The last we saw, I'm manifesting this. The last we saw of Shirley, Dean said that Shirley was institutionalized in mental health hospitals. Now, just imagine if Phil and Shirley reconnect. Imagine if they reconnect whilst both dealing with their trauma and their troubles. Imagine Shirley and Phil back together at last. Max would be a good return. Yeah, I like Max, but I also am kind of reticent to... You bring back Max, you bring back the writing of Max, and the writing of Max has been... There's been a lot more bad years for Max than good, in my opinion. I feel like Shirley and Phil's end game. I do as well. I never need to see Sharon and Phil again, but Shirley and Phil is something I definitely want. They're trying to make Junior the new Max. Maybe. Like to see Zoe. I don't know why Zoe's never come back. If Zoe Slater's actress can film a movie called Cockneys versus Zombies, I think she can come back and do EastEnders. You know what I mean? I don't think her schedule's that full. Shirley hates Phil though. Yeah, but time heals all wounds. Do you think the Knights will get the Vic fixed and keep the family business? I do. I do think that the Knights will change the Vic for good. What would I both like to see for the 45th anniversary episode? Well, we'll get there in 5 years. We'll get there in 5 years, mate. I'm not making any predict. Look, I know we like to do content early. I'm not making 45th anniversary predictions in fucking 2025. What happened to Theo? Was the storyline just abandoned? He got sent to prison for his crimes.
Mm-hmm.
It was very quickly, but just finished watching. I thought it was awful. I disagree. They moved to Peggy's while the Vic's being sorted. I mean, I've seen some people are suggesting that they might move into Sonia's gaff. They might move into Dot's house for now.
I don't think Kathy hit Cindy. She did. It's confirmed. What's the revealed? That sounds cruel, but there you go.
Piggy's fed up with every. Piggy spent 1 hour streaming. I'm fed up of you bastards. Read the fucking EastEnders.
Sorry, lads.
Bring back Ricky. Yes. Sonia sells the house to the Knight family. I think. I mean, I don't think Sonia keeps the house. I think she'll let someone live in it for a while. Nicola and Teddy. Storyline. Do it. Why did Ian tell Cindy it was Peter?
You shouldn't. Wouldn't you do the same if you're held hostage at gunpoint, lad?
Yeah, he was just. Look, Ian was confessing what he thought was true. He found the locket. He assumed it was Peter's. Could have been Kathy's.
2030, Callum buys a coffee. Yeah.
Evans, when Phil back? Yeah. But yeah, I do think they'll explore. There's another explosion on the 24th. I don't think so. All right, a final set of comments. Never explained why Ian said it was Peter. Why Peter was burned something a few years ago. Probably helped Kathy gather up. Look, we will definitely explore who attacked Cindy more. Probably. Let's be honest. It's not like maybe there will be more. Maybe it later explains that it wasn't just Kathy. Like, but still, bring back Barry for Callum. Obviously, you mean Barry as in Colin and Barry, but I see Barry as in Barry Evans. Bring him back. So is Grant leaving now? Probably. Also, have Linda be happy. Yeah. I mean, it trumps all my theories. I thought Linda was leaving at the 40th, and Talking Walford have gotten another. They've fucked another theory, guys. I love Talking Walford. And they do a lot of really good work, but yeah, Talking Walford are not Chris Glenshaw, is what we've learned. All right, we ready to go for this last video?
So I'm just waiting for this fucking video to render out.
Oh yeah, got it.
I spent like 5 minutes looking for it. So I was like, why is my face not in the thumbnail? And then I realised wasn't asked at the start of it, so I just had to go look.
Collabs in with Talking Walford. I have talked with Talking Walford in the past. They would throw some. This is me like flexing. Yeah, I actually know. I don't know. I was just like name dropping it. When this new fella taking over the show, you'll probably take over in spring. But like Chris Glenshaw probably filmed everything. They still had time between the live episode and the anniversary, so they probably needed to. They filmed like a couple more weeks in between. Reese life insurance probably more useful in death than one alive. No way, Reese has life insurance.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. They all went on Debbie.
Yeah, Talking Walford threw a couple of ideas at me. I remember sending a script over to Talking Walford, and they went, yeah, they completed my idea, and I never wrote it any further.
Are we collabing with Talking Walford? No.
Talking Walford's busy as fuck. They got real life stuff to do.
Do you think they use scissors to cut the panties? The pens?
Stop it.
Not gonna
Um,
lie, Reese needed a bath. Yep.
you did. And fucking from the account called Deathmaker. Bit ominous that. Bit fucking ominous that. All right, it's from the Grim Reaper. Well, that was fun, Reese. Fucking hell.
It's like that story. Have you ever heard of Russell Howard explaining the story of the kid like he met in hospital who really wanted to see him because the kid thought he was dying. He had cancer, obviously.
Mm.
And the story goes
Yeah.
like there was a bit Russell Howard did where he dressed up as a giant penis, and this kid was basically explaining his funeral to people, and he wanted Russell Howard to dress up as a giant penis, and he wanted his dad. And the reason why I remember this is because of Deathmaker. It's because because the kid wanted his dad to get to be the Grim Reaper and just go with the Sith. So like if someone coughed, so say I went, the guy would just with the Sith.
The Scythe.
The Scythe.
But it's 90% likely we die in a bath. I mean, my dad died on the bog. So, well, he didn't die in the bog. He died on the way to the hospital. But you know, he had a heart attack. What did you think of Sonia's labour?
That's a bit of a weird question.
I mean, I kept making jokes about it, but at points it did sound like there was a ghost in the room. Bit of that.
You really don't.
I made the bath drop. Nice. Sonia screams were funny. Yeah, they were.
I'll let you do the monetization for that, and then that's it.
Yeah. It's all good. Oh, and that's all of Walford on Tap done for. So I don't know when the next fucking big week is. Michelle's still a Fowler, yes.
I think so.
I'm afraid the new guy will reverse the events. Not at all, no. Do you remember Sylvie Carter's death? That bath has killed at least 2 people now. Yes. Yes, it's yeah. For some reason, I was thinking of Sylvie. In that bath. Well, for some reason, someone asked if someone's ever been electrocuted, and I went, yes, Sylvie. I have interesting conversations in my normal life. Wouldn't Reese have fallen through the floorboard? How will Sonia leave? Sonia and Bianca will just they'll probably do the funeral. Maybe Bex will return and they'll fuck off with Bex. Or Sonia and Bianca will leave to go be with Whitney. That's my theories for how Sonia will leave.
Sonia's death should have a toilet fall on her head. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, I'm ready now. I'm ready. Fucking ready.
Yeah, just sort of monetization.
I think Sonia dies to plug that. I don't think Sonia's dying. Sonia will go to
No.
Norfolk. They all come that way. They all come my way.
Bloody hell, Sonia's baby's got 7 fingers.
If they rebuild the club, they need to go 1 floor higher to accommodate all the people living there now. They do.
Oh, let's not get into this knobbery.
I wouldn't stay in Walford if I was Sonia either, to be honest. It's true.
No, I mean, she finally settled down with who she thought was the good man, and that good man tried to send her to prison and tried to kill her sister. Like, I'm off. Fuck this.
Stacey will probably leave out of depression. Yeah, probably. Alright. How do I want to intro this? Okay, I'll figure something out. You ready?
Yeah.
Well,
He's phoning it in. What do I do? Ah, fuck it.
Alright, I'm ready. Again,
did I send you a title? I'll give it.
You did.
I'll
EastEnders 40
record it for
anniversary live up to
clips.
expectations? That was the.
Yeah, hold on.
How did Reese have a storage unit? He just did.
Yeah, he was too poor to pay for Debbie's care, but he wasn't too poor to pay for his fucking storage unit.
Maybe Nigel dies. Yeah, maybe Nigel does die.
Sister nearly crashed your Rover Metro years ago when we passed Ross Kemp Lowell in his Rolls Royce. And the baby also has a beard and is semi-butt. Oh, mate, that baby's genes are fucked. That baby with Reese and Sonia as a parent, fucking hell. Poor bastard.
You guys make it sound like Reese was an odd person. Again, he's just quirky. You guys don't understand him like we do. He's just. Did you set a new title or what were you doing?
No. I'm ready.
All right. Yeah, obviously, guys, we're going to record now, so if you don't read your comments, you know why. We're obviously doing a video. If Reese survives, he could use his storage unit on a percent in this series. The price is right. Yeah, who will survive the fire? We know who survived the fire. Literally everyone.
We've literally seen it.
They've literally seen it. Okay, now it's time to be serious, guys. The teacher is cutting down. We will get back to the funny nonsense after this.
Nonsense?
Did I say nonsense?
Yeah, you did.
Bollocks. Well, that was just slip up. Okay, guys. Knobbery. There we go. There's the right word. Obviously, she will look more like Sonia. Well, I hope so too, but you'll find out in about 20 years.
We're recording a video now. Let's get this fucking done.
That's on camera. I know it's on camera. Live live. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Did the 40th live up to expectation? That's not my question. That's Ash's question to me, and my question to Ash. Now we're gonna answer it. Did the 40th live up to expectation? I'll go first. Like I said in a previous video, Ash will definitely fill this video out for a solid 30 minutes. So I think it did live up to expectations. People weren't expecting too much, honestly. They weren't really. We knew a fire was going to happen. We knew. What else did we know? We knew Nigel was returning, and that's all we really knew. A fire and Nigel was returning, and Billy and Honey were getting married. That's all we really knew. Yeah. Going into it.
Ravi and Denise, and Jack.
Yeah, and we knew there was going to be a second vote. Now, obviously, I don't really have to run through what happened because
we've covered it all to death already. There's so many videos on the channel. Just watch them. Just watch. There's live streams. There's reactions coming out soon. If you don't know what happened, you might want to go back a couple days.
Yeah, but very quickly, I will just my very quick rundown is, so Cindy was revealed, Cindy's attacker was revealed, it was Kathy, and Cindy got a gun that Phil was going to use to
end his life.
No, it's only a minute, to hug himself with, and she got the gun off Phil, stole it basically, shot Ian in the shoulder, and then the reason I'm bringing this up is because Bianca also noticed that Reese came back, and I don't know why it's funny, but he hid behind a door, and he just went, well, Bianca, give her this card, and then I hear congratulations are in order, Bianca, and then like Bianca goes to phone the police, and then he just lobs the phone. Still a brilliant. Reese honestly stole the show for the 40th anniversary, and then Reese, like you do in GTA when you're 10 years old. Well, the first thing you do is obviously.
I still think probably the third funniest moment of the anniversary is when Bianca's chasing Reese, who's in his car trying to start, and Reese like door checks her, and she goes flying. she bounces off this door like there's no boop. You know, someone put like a Looney Tunes sound effect in there because that was gold.
So obviously Bianca tried to rip the door off. Reese just Captain America shielded her.
Wait, she didn't try to rip the door off. She just tried to not get him to leave.
Did you not see her grabbing the door? Like she was literally grabbing the door. I thought she was supposed to rip it off. Okay, she didn't rip it off. She was just trying to stop him to leave. And then, like I said, the thing you do in GTA, obviously, when you the second thing you do, the first thing you do is obviously the strip club. You get in a car, you hijack it. That's the second thing you do. And Reese, like in GTA, just started 60 mile an hour down the M50. So he did just around the square. And Cindy confronted with Ian. Cindy pushed Ian in front of it. Now, why did she push him in front of it? Because it's Cindy. I don't have to explain that. It's Cindy. And also, what was happening? It was Billy and Honey's wedding. And they're all in the Queen Vic. There was going to be a lovely barbecue. And basically, Cindy pushed Ian. Ian fell. Reese swerved the car, crashed into the propane tanks, and then whole thing went ablaze. Even the first window, the top floor collapsed in, and that's what happened. And then the following day, there was a couple of people trapped in. Martin went to rescue Stacey. Stacey went, "Do you love me, Martin?" Martin went, "No, it's not the time." And then a beam fell on Martin as they were trying to escape. Stacey was like, "Do you love me?" And then
It was the time. It was the time. They professed their love for one another. They finally allowed each other, took each other in, said, "Let's get married. Let's do it all." Because at the end of the day, all I've ever wanted to do is be next to you.
and I guess just very quickly, what about Sonia? Well, Sonia was giving birth, and while Teddy was in the cafe, Sharon obviously was on the top floor, so she fell through some stairs, and she saw Angie Watts. Yep, she saw Angie Watts. And then does Teddy run in and save Sharon? Don't be daft. It was Grant. Grant ran in. "I'll be your hero, baby." Picked her up, ran out.
Yeah.
And then here comes my favourite bit. Bianca goes to see Sonia and Lauren. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I've just tried to get through everything. Sonia, obviously, Lauren and Sonia are there. Bianca goes to see them. She's like, "Oh, Sonia, we can escape." And then Sonia's like, I'm about to give birth, lads. I don't think I can escape." And then Reese goes, hops in and goes,
"I hear congratulations are in order."
And then Bianca grabs a rolling pin, just goes,
Pushes him away.
Yeah, pushes him away, and then like some like
He falls. He hits his head. A pipe falls down onto his head, and he goes, "Oh, that was a close one." And then a fucking bath, straight through the ceiling, smashes Reese, who is dead. He's dead. It's over. The funniest scene of the anniversary week by far.
Yeah, and then to end it off, Sonia did give birth. All of that happened. The baby's called Julia.
That we voted for.
What about the other vote, you ask? Well, Denise chose Jack, who didn't have any lines. He got no lines. No. See, the original script was for Ravi, but obviously they knew Ravi wasn't going to win. They just decided not to give Jack any lines. And also, because
of the 2010 Jack Branning live episode. I was like, "What? There's a motive, Bradley. It's a motive."
And then obviously back to Martin. Martin is crushed under a beam. They start talking. There's Martin and Stacey, and Martin's like, "I love you, Stacey. I want to marry you, Stacey. Will you marry me? We're going to raise some chickens on some farm in the countryside. Do you love me, Stacey?" And Stacey's like, "Yeah." And then the doctor tells Stacey he has crush syndrome,
sudden crush syndrome,
where when the blood goes back to his legs, he will go into cardiac arrest or have a heart attack. It also affects the kidneys and livers. And what did Martin give away? He gave away his kidneys. So Martin,
he didn't give away a bit of his kidney.
He gave a bit away. He gave some of his kidneys away. I'm not reading that comment. And basically, Martin just dies, and we hear a violent scream from Stacey as Martin passes, and
a shattering, a soul-crushing wail of just agony and pain, just brutal. I died. Like, I will be sad for Martin's death, but the soul-crushing screams that both Ruby and Stacey let out.
Yeah, and to finish it off, obviously, Ruby was held by Jean, and Ruby cried because she more than likely assumed that Martin died. So now we're just going to go into it. Was the 40th worth it? I'm mainly going to give this to Ash, as I'm going to need to drink water. So,
all right. So, all in all, for me, the 40th anniversary was undersold and it over-delivered. It was because all the build for Christmas was really impactful, and it's like, oh, boom, yo, Cindy, who attacked Cindy? Yeah, woo. Oh, Nish, it's his final showdown. He's finally going to be ending. Woo. And then suddenly we hit January, and after the Christmas, like, we're in the Christmas slump because January's the worst month of the fucking year. We're in that slump and we're struggling. And generally, the EastEnders just slowly pitters on out. And then up until the week before the anniversary, where suddenly we have the Phil Mitchell flashback episode, and we have that take center stage a week before the anniversary, it was only till that week where it went, holy shit! Because you suddenly have the Reese and Sonia stuff heating up, you have Bianca's return, you keep building it, and then finally you get a bunch of reveals. Now, I don't necessarily think... I thought the build to the anniversary was going to be a lot more long-winded. Like, when we were making predictions, people thought, like, oh, maybe Kathy's going to slowly die. Maybe she'll have dementia or something and slowly die on the anniversary. Or, Linda will leave and she'll leave the show fully and she's never coming back. And Mick and the Carters are going to leave with Linda. Well, that's just not true. It's just not what happened. So, at the end of the day, not many of the storylines really had that much build. Martin had about, 4 months build?
Yeah.
Phil had about 2 months build. Kathy and Cindy's feud had a bunch of build, but who attacked Cindy? 2 months build. Like, it was a weird choice because you rightfully stopped a bunch of the longer running storylines because they had reached their natural conclusion. But the longest running storyline here was Reese and Sonia, which at the end of the day, even if the exit was a fairly perfect exit for the character, at the end of the day, it was a long-winded, slow burn back and forth. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it awkward? Is it terrible? We don't know. We don't know. And even just seeing Reese now, even with Reese now being dead and it all being put behind us, I still don't know how to feel about that storyline, even with the conclusion finally being reached. The Denise, Ravi, and Jack, I'm quite underwhelmed with the choice. I guess the pull of Ravi and Priya was just too strong for people to not go for. And at the end of the day, Ravi and Priya are endgame, and Ravi and Denise are not. And hey, I mean, in Jack and Denise's defense, I know it's been brown bread for a while, but when Jack was supporting Denise through a mental health crisis in 2023, and when she was, or is it 2024? Regardless. And when she was going through the mental health crisis, Jack did actually start to genuinely care and try to be there for Denise. And we did start to see a glimpse of this is the relationship we could have been getting before now, but we never did because they just didn't care enough to go there. If we get more of that Denise and Jack, I'm not that upset because then we'll just continue on forward. And now, hey, you can start to rebuild the Brannons a little bit more, You ever bring back Max? Maybe Max says, what you doing, Jack? What you doing? But so with all that thought ahead, I thought it was a really good... I thought it was a really strong anniversary week. I think they've done a really good job of it. And I think the crown atop of the cake is the tragic death of Martin Fowler, who, as we've talked about to death, and there will be videos coming out about it, Martin was an impactful character. He has been there for years. So many people are like, why would they do that? It's wrong. It's wrong. You don't kill off Martin Fowler. There's no point. Because a lot of people would view Martin Fowler as the character who probably has a job for life. I know I did. I saw Martin Fowler and James Bay saying he's in this show till he's 70 and he'll leave when he wants. You know what I mean? Some characters, you argue, have jobs for life. Stacey is a job for life. Jesse Wallace, also's Cat, is a job for life. Steve McFadden is a job for life. And not everybody gets to do this because all characters go through their ebbs and flows, and you're not entirely sure which way it's going to go. Sometimes you have a couple bad years and people forget just how good you could possibly be. Just like Yolande, for example, who got axed because they couldn't figure out what storyline to give her. Rejoining her back, suddenly she's a very important piece of this current makeup of EastEnders. So it's just it's how it goes. And Martin dying, I think, will leave an impact. I don't necessarily think it's the most tragic or sad, but I'm under the opinion that I don't like Stacey and Martin, so that's that.
Yeah,
But all in all, I'll give it. It's a very good anniversary. It is so much better than the 35th anniversary. It is much better than the 30th. And they'd obviously have to watch the build to talk about the ones before that. But fundamentally, I think that they really knocked this one out of the park. And at the end of the day, this is the swan song for Chris Crenshaw. This is his final piece in the saddle. This is everything he built to. And now we can start to look in the entirety of Chris Clenshaw's stint as a producer and start to figure out where he actually ranks in the long term in terms of EastEnders executive producers, because his body of work has been stellar.
yeah. And I think, without further ado, this has been a long session. Do you want me to give my thoughts?
Do you want to give your thoughts, mate?
Okay, I'll give my thoughts very quickly, and then I will bow out. This week, yeah, we'll get that in a second.
Right out 10. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, I really enjoyed these episodes. Like, I enjoyed the interactive element of having a chat. It's nice to have a chat that's, well, you have one side going, that's shite. You have the other side going, I really enjoy that. Then you have one side going, well, Ash is a very intelligent man with these opinions. And it's just like, and then obviously you got the one person going, wow, Piggy is really shite, isn't he? Yeah, thanks. So it is nice to have a live crowd with you watching it, because it does feel like it's a watch along. You're watching with a couple of mates, you're really enjoying it. And I really did enjoy doing like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Like, there is moments that I will remember from the 40th, Martin dying.
Reese's death.
Reese's death. My favourite thing is, and I want people to catch this in the reactions because I've not edited it out. When watching the reactions, I really want people to pay attention to when Angie returns. You have Ash going, yeah, and I'm just sat here like, yeah. It's just because you have Ash like a football fan, like when someone scores a goal, just go, yeah, bloody hell, this is awesome, and then he's just, yeah. It's just, I just give like this the slightest smile. I really want people to pay attention to that when the reactions come out. Thank you, Piggy. You might be shy, but you're our shy, and we love you. Yeah. Thank you, Michael.
So he's getting an ego now.
I'm getting an ego. See,
yes, I am shite.
just when I'm 50 and like I feel like I'm about to die, I'm just gonna read my child's comment. I have it pinned to my wall, but pinned to my wall, like framed, wallpapered all over. But yeah, I did enjoy this. I did enjoy this week. Like, I think like I would recommend people who've never watched EastEnders, who never watched EastEnders, to watch it now. The only problem I have to say is you're kind of weird. Cause yes, Chris Clenshaw's ideas will play out for the next month or so, but we don't. It's kind of a dark part. We don't really know what Ben Whaley is going to do. We have a vague idea. Yeah. He's just going to continue the characters. But does he want Denise and Ravi or Jack? Does he want Stacey to be depressed? Does he want Ruby to kill Stacey? We don't know. It's kind of the thing where it's like watching an MCU, a Marvel movie. It's like, okay, Endgame happens. And it's like, okay, there's a new executive producer coming in. It's like, oh no.
What next?
So we don't know where it's going to go from here. We know the Queen Vic's going to get rebuilt. We know that much. But later on, we don't really know. So I'm kind of up in the air, but I'm glad like it has delivered. Like, obviously, I knew it wasn't going to under-deliver. There's no way, like, one of these episodes, like, hey, Martin, you're buying brown bread. Should buy white bread. It's better for you. Obviously, I knew it was.
I mean, we can mock the recent the recent perils of Chris Crenshaw, and maybe Christmas wasn't the most. Maybe this last Christmas wasn't the most exciting. Maybe even the slightly further in, like New Year's was good, but it wasn't great. And even like this build up till the previous week before the anniversary, even that kind of felt a little bit flat until this previous week where it went absolutely to the max. Like we we expected a certain amount, and he definitely delivered in that sense. In terms of the episodes, I think in my enjoyment of the episodes, I'll just do 1 to 5 because when you do like a 1 to 10 ranking, you basically never go below 5. So you may as well just do 1 to 5 anyways. Monday's episode, it was a 3 for me. It was good, but we were building to episode 2. Tuesday was probably a 5 for me. I think it really heated up dramatically. Everything really blew up in the right way. Wednesday, the hour-long episode, I'd probably give a 4, and I would probably give the Thursday episode a 4 as well. Tuesday really will stick with me for a while because it was so good. And you're like, oh, fuck, whoa, just everything. Like Angie Watts' return, Ian getting pushed in front of a car by Cindy. Cindy still claiming to be the victim, despite shooting Ian in the arm. Like, oh, delicious. But I think that's how I'd rate them. But all in all, it is a great week of EastEnders in its own right. I feel like you could watch it without knowing the context and you still understand a lot of what was going on. It is an awkward time to suggest whether you go ahead and watch more because yes, things will be changing. But as just a moment in time, the 40th anniversary for me is an absolute booming success.
How many big booms would you give it if you were AJ Justice and
5.
boom?
How would you rate the episode?
Monday was I'm not gonna do a 1 out of 5. I'm just gonna say was it weak or was it strong? Monday was definitely the weakest to me. It was like yeah. But again, it's kind of like a trilogy of movies. One has to be fairly shite so the other two can actually succeed. Like some movies can succeed with 3 movies being great, but you
doesn't have to.
Yeah, I'm just mad at Sam Raimi for Spider-Man 3. I just really want that movie to be good. But yeah, you know what I mean. One movie has to be weaker than the other two in their own right. And to me, I think Monday's the weakest, but I did set up a lot for Tuesday. Tuesday is not my strongest. Yeah. Wednesday is my strongest for all the memorable moments of doing this for the channel and doing it, like just watching it as an enjoyer. So Tuesday would, if I had to rank them in order, I'd go Wednesday's number 1, then Tuesday, then Thursday, and then Monday. Monday's the weakest. If we're rating out of Martin's Fruit and Veg store, like what happens to it now? It's the one that's going to go like rotten. Monday's the one that rots. Like, that's the one. That's the apple they pick up next week.
You know when people say like only watch seasons 1 to 3, only watch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you don't need to watch Monday. You really don't.
And yeah, Wednesday was great because it had memorable moments like Angie returning and obviously Reese. I know that's more of like a watching Walford moment that's going to live on in our channel of Reese being killed by a bathtub, and then obviously Angie Watts returning, and then you also have Phil admitting he has a problem, like he is suffering, and Nigel going, "I Phil, listen up, you dickhead. I have dementia. You don't have it as bad as I do, but calm down." That's how I would say it. And like then they're confessing to him. And then Grant is the only weird bit that doesn't fit in for me. Like if I'm making a jigsaw puzzle, Grant is the one that's kind of, he's supposed to fit in, but you just can't quite put him in. Like you're shoving him in, but it doesn't really fit. But other than that, it was great. I did love Cindy like Ian absolutely shitting himself, and then Cindy being like, I'm gonna kill you, Ian, and then Kathy just be like, "I whacked you, but I've done it again. What are you gonna do about it?" And I also think another really big thing to suggest is I feel like everybody can have a different favorite part of the week, which shows that a lot of the content within was really strong. So like some people will never forget the Phil and Nigel and Linda stuff. A lot of people will not shut up about Anita Dobson returning to see Sharon. People talk about Reese's death being hilarious. Martin dying had the impact of that. Like, that's how you know it was a fantastic week. And I honestly, again, like Ash said, I would recommend these to people who might have stopped watching EastEnders 10 years ago, or just giving it a try. Yeah, the future looks scary, but it's kind of like the bridge might break, but I might as well cross it. And if it breaks along the way, at least I tried. And that's how I describe the upcoming weeks, as we don't know the bridge as such. We just know Martin's going to have a funeral, and Grant is going to shout at Nigel from the spoilers. I will do a spoiler video, don't you worry. But that's for a different recording. So yeah, that has been, or has the anniversary lived up to expectations? I think it has. Ash thinks
And I suppose in chat right now, if you guys are still here, what would you rate it? What would you rate out of 5 out of 10?
Yeah,
As obviously all of this is the last like live stream we're doing for a while. This is the end of the anniversary week, so ultimately, and you guys have been a pretty important element of it, and it's made it a very enjoyable thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So big credit to everybody who's been engaging with us in the Twitch chat. We appreciate you all.
Do you want to read some other comments?
Yeah, Tony Peterson says Reese Bathgate 10, fantastic. Leanne says 5s across the board. Also, there are some 5 out of 10s, there are some 10 out of 10s, or there's some 5 out of 5s, there's some 10 out of 10s, blah, blah, blah. Reese Death 10, next live stream Christmas, lol. Look, I want EastEnders to do more like live weeks. This has been really fun. 9 out of 10 is I was disappointed with Denise and Jack, lol. There we are. And I mean, at the end of the day, all happy customers. And that's what Chris Glenshaw has delivered in spades consistently. Another one, 9 overall, would have been a 10 out of 10 if Max returned. This week was good. Viewer sad about Martin's death. See, everybody generally positive, 9 out of 10. Bloody hell, any more for any more.
Come on, get there.
7 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
Thank you.
But with that said, that is the video. Do you think the anniversary lived up to expectations? Tell us in the comment section down below. We've been watching Walford. Thank you for joining us. See us in the next one. Bye-bye.
There you go.
All right. Lovely. And now we'll just hang around for like 5-10 more minutes whilst Piggy edits the video and get it uploaded. Obviously, the podcast will be recording it tomorrow. Yeah, Leanne says, thank you for putting on the stream. It has made it even more enjoyable and interactive. No problem. Honestly, like, you guys made it a whole lot more fun than I think either of us really expected it to be. Like, I don't know, what were your expectations for when we turned on the stream for this week, Piggy? We kind of just went, this will be nothing.
Well, see, it's weird because I'm, in comparison to Ash, and sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I am quickly editing this. Like, we've done streams before where we get 5 people showing up, we get 2 people showing up. So it is weird to go from, oh, there's like 1 person in chat and it's Chicken Nugget Lover 69. They're going, what the fuck, there's 20? Why are you watching us?
Yeah.
What's the episode? Like, it's just weird. Because like for Ash, it's probably seems a bit more normal because he obviously streams on Twitch.
I've been streaming on Twitch for like 6 years.
And obviously when I stream, I get like 1 person in there, but I only stream for an hour because I'm like, I like this game. I fucking hate this game. Like, because I don't play games that often. So like, yeah, it is fun for me to just like literally all I have to do is show up and go, I think that was fucking shy. I think that was pretty good. Like it's a simple job, and like to anyone that like wants to do like this type of content, I say go for it because we live kind of we'll get to that in a second. We kind of, I recommend like oh am I lagging? I'm alright now. Yeah, I kind of would like if people want to do this stuff, kind of do it, go for it. Should be more in this space. There's only like 5 of us, but again,
it is criminal that we are one of the biggest channels out there.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we have put in the time at this point, but still, like, there should be so many more people talking about this stuff because there are so many people that love it.
Yeah, and I really think I think more people should do this. Like, there's really, I'm not counting like not counting Soap Study or You Good Mate. The camera froze. Have we lost Ash? Oh, he's back. He's back.
We're back.
Yeah. So like obviously I'm not counting talking Walford and Soap Study, but there's only like 3 or 4 of us doing EastEnders. And like there's Walford After Dark. There's E20. I think he might be a guy. I don't know. And then there's us. Oh, I think did my stream crash? No, it didn't. Thought it did. Yeah, sorry if there's a bit of a delay. I am exporting a video. Oh, I've dropped 1172 frames, 0.3%. Oh no.
That's fine. I was dropping like 50%.
Yeah, so like just do it. But yeah, I get to your comment now. Will it be a more modern design with a bit of tradition to the pub? Yeah, did crash for an ad. You'll get that. Subscribers are you'll hit that million one. Will it be 50 by the time you hit a million? What do you want about? Will it be after dark?
Yeah, Walford After Dark. Yeah.
Robin Reed.
Yeah.
I thought they were saying something else, and I was so confused.
No.
I just got an ad for fuck off with Sonia's panties. Thank you though. Yeah, it's a better bit than going Piggy, you smell. I prefer the guy to be known for the why did he pick up on that. Will it be a modern design with a bit of tradition to the pub? I can see it.
Elaine will make the pub look fucking disgusting. That's my prediction. They will be gross. It'll be pink and loud and ridiculous.
It will. Basically, just imagine what Kat did to Phil's house, but with Elaine.
Yes.
With a budget. Like, they will have to put more rooms in if half the night family's going to live there, but you can always figure that one out. And with Sonia leaving, that's a free house, so you can put whoever you like in that house. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it's been a good week. It is fun doing this. We can do more of these, but we've nothing really. We'll probably, back when we get to, like, September, we might do our live reactions for the Christmases. You can be there if you want.
Yeah.
But that's something we discussed in bloody August. If I remember anything from our live streams, it's Reese's bat death and Sonia's panties. What do you guys want to see from Ben Wadey's era?
We'll do videos on that next week.
But you want my brief thoughts? I want a trans character. I actually want them to act some of the dead weight. No offense to Felix, no offense to Callum, no offense to Bernie. But like, they don't really do anything. And if you really want to fit in like Max or Ronnie and Roxy, just get rid of Callum and some of the other deadweight characters. Yes, that means there will be more deadweight characters then with the new era, but you can kind of live with that. If Barney becomes a deadweight character, but Barney gets axed, that's fine. As long as Max comes back, I don't care. It's just a thing. It's just we're gonna like I'm gonna be sitting in bed watching Reliving the War, and then I'm gonna get a message at 12 a.m. and it's gonna be like, Piggy, did you fucking see that Callum's is exiting from EastEnders? God, no. This was good tonight.
Yeah, exactly. In comparison to Chris, Leanne says, but you've been the only one to do a live stream. It was great for us fans to chat with each other. Yeah, honestly, that's the most heartwarming bit. Is us doing a stream allowed a bunch of people to chat to other people whilst watching the EastEnders. Like, it's a good companion piece. And I'm quite happy that we've been able to allow that to happen.
This was good tonight. I remember Christmas when it was basically just me and shouting at Ash and Piggy. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We were there.
So I do appreciate like the 1.15 people, 1.15k subscribers we got. We're gonna do this until some accents to have new talent. Yeah, us so BBC's cash straps. I may not have the money to make all expensive earning characters back. But yeah, as I was saying, we will be here. We will be here for as long as the wheels fall off, until the wheels fall off, or until a beam crushes one of us. I don't know.
But yeah, I suppose with all that said, though, that is everything. The first video I saw was at Christmas doing hysterics at Piggy's rundown of the EastEnders episode, like Sonia goes in the Vic and tells her Easter. Fuck off.
I do make it my own.
Piggy's getting the highlights.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, though, I think it's now time to say farewell to everyone. We do appreciate all of you for joining us for the live streams. And, if maybe we'll try to figure out some way that we can still do some live streams every now and then. Mostly when the episodes permit, because let's be honest, there's no point in we're not doing it every week because who wants to watch the episodes live each week? You watch it at 6 a.m. But whenever they don't release episodes early, we are here. But it has been great fun, so we thank you all. But I have sleep to get. Piggy has wrestling videos to watch. But yeah, thank you for joining us. All the content will be coming out in the morning as per usual. Thank you for joining us in the stream. Make sure to join us the next time we're live on Watching Walford. See you then. Bye-bye.